Hello and welcome to Faith, Philosophy and Life, me and Mr. Shelton. Great that you're joining me again. And we last time thought about the Last Supper, and we thought about what happened at Jesus' final meal. And I wonder how it is you remember something yourself. I mean, the Last Supper was all about memory. And when Christians have Mass and Communion now, it's all about us reflecting on that very original moment. Today, however, we don't necessarily remember things that way. We might do if we were in church, but my memory is shocking. I find I have to talk to my little Google Assistant all the time and say, remind me to do this, remind me to do that. Or in the olden days, you used to have handkerchiefs before tissues, and you used to put a knot in them, and you put your hand in your pocket, you pull your handkerchief out, you realise there was a knot there, and you think, what was that for? And then you'd remember. Some people always said that banging your head against your bed rest was a good way of you remembering things. I tried that, but I could never remember what the problem was, but I always woke up with a banging headache. So I wonder how you remember something and what the symbolism that's going on behind the Last Supper, because actually, yes, we might have communion to remember Jesus, but actually behind that there's a whole other story. So I'd like you to grab your pen and paper, because here is our cheesy intro music. Okay, so I wonder what's behind the Last Supper. That's our title for today's session. Our learning objective is to explore how the Last Supper is only fully understood by previous events. How the Last Supper is only fully understood by previous events. It's going to be a good outcome if you can retell 2 of the 4 cups that we're going to talk about. It's going to be great if you can explain how the Last Supper reflects the times that went before it, and even better if you can say how your understanding of the Last Supper has changed from last lesson to this lesson. So there's only 3 sort of things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about sacrifice, we're going to talk about plagues, and we're going to talk about cups. So sacrifice. I wonder what you understand by the term sacrifice. And I wonder what examples you can think of with regards to sacrifice as well. So what I'd like you to do is just to, in your own words now, after pausing me in a moment, to say what you think sacrifice is and come up with some examples of what you think sacrifice might look like. So pause me now and maybe do a little bit of research as well if you need to on that. Okay, so a sacrifice then could be to at a personal cost to yourself to give something else up. Now, it could be to give up your own life in an extreme way, and many soldiers in the UK and around the world do that on a regular basis. It could be to give away some money at personal cost to you in order to help somebody else. There's lots of different examples of sacrifice that we might see around us. Parents sacrifice a lot for their children. I know I certainly do for mine. And I'm sure that is true for you. You might not even realise how much they have sacrificed. But I'd like you to come up with maybe 3 or 4 ideas about things that could be sacrifice. So pause me now and then come back to me. Okay, so we haven't yet looked at any of the cups, so we've not met our objectives. However, we do need to have a good understanding of what sacrifice is in order to get to the cups. So in Exodus chapter 6, verses 6 to 7, it says this. This is God speaking to Moses. So say to the people of Israel, I am the Lord. I will take away from the hard work of suffering in Egypt. I will take you away from being their servants. I will make you free by the strength of my arm, and by the great things I will do. I will punish the guilty. Then I will make you my people, and I will be your God. And you will know that I am the Lord your God. I will bring you out from under the heavy load of the Egyptians. If you've never seen Prince of Egypt, the plagues that happen within that, I suggest that you load another tab up and have a quick look now in YouTube for the plagues of Egypt, because it is shocking and also very incredible that the Jews have this as part of their history. It shows the almighty omnipotence of God, the all power that God has. But having read this text behind me, what promises does God give to the Israelites? Okay, so having read the text behind me, see if you can write down now the promises that God gives to the Israelites. So, sentence, God gives the following things, promises to the Israelites. And let's see what you can come up with. Pause me now. Okay, so these are some of them. I will take you away from being their servants and no longer be slaves. I will make you free. I will punish the guilty. I will take you for my people. I will be your God. I will bring you out from the heavy load of the Egyptians. That's 7 I've got to there. The whole plagues of Egypt, the Jews escaping, was known as Passover, where the Lord passed over the firstborn of each family that was due to be killed if they were saved by lamb's blood. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I strongly recommend that you go back and you watch that clip. Just do a quick YouTube search for plagues of Egypt. Because there are 4 cups that are then used in the Passover meal. Now, the Last Supper was the Passover meal. It was the time, the Seder meal, that the Jews looked back at this great event of the Passover. And they had 4 cups on the table. And I would like you to draw 4 cups in your book now. Okay, you'll also now need to access the link in the information below, because there is a file in there that is really important for this activity. So the first cup I'd like you to label is I will bring out. I will bring out. I'd like to label that, and then I'd like you to read the sheet under the section 1, the I will bring out, and just bullet point down what's actually going on here. What's this cup remembering, and how do Christians interpret that as well? Pause me now, then come back to me. Okay, the next one is I will deliver. Again, I'd like you to go through that now, read that sheet, identify what's going on here, because we've got this whole idea about the Jews being delivered from Egypt. That was the original, but what else could we learn from this, from the second cup? The third one then is I will redeem. This is what they lift up and say when they have the third cup in the Passover meal, which is the precursor to the Last Supper. I will redeem. What's all that to do with? So again, read the sheet and just identify what it means to be redeemed. And lastly, I will take. I will take. So again, label that now, go back to the sheet, the information sheet, and just make down a couple of notes about what does that mean and what does that look like. So we said then it would be good if we could retell what 2 of the 4 cups are about. Hopefully you can do all 4. Great if you can explain how the Last Supper reflects these beliefs from times before. So if the Last Supper, where Jesus says, this is my body broken for you, this is my blood shed for you, where he in effect says, I will redeem you through my death on the cross, then you can see the links there with those 4 cups. That Jesus said, I will bring you out. I will bring you out from the pain that you're in at the moment. I will take you to heaven. I will deliver you to heaven. I will redeem you to enable you to get there. And I will take you there as well. So hopefully now as well, you can start to say how your understanding of the Last Supper has been deepened over these last 2 lessons as well. I'm going to leave it there for today. You've covered a lot if you spent your time doing that, which I really hope that you have done. Please send that through to your teachers. We'd love to have a look at that, and hopefully that's deepened your understanding about the Last Supper a little bit more, looking at Jewish heritage as well. So thanks for your time. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Wash your hands. God bless you. And I'll see you soon.